You're an electronic music producer and you've been trying to write music for many years now, and you haven't been getting the results that you thought you would get by now. And you're kind of losing hope on whether this is even possible for you to get to where you need to be. And so often it just comes down to the fact that you haven't got the right guidance from somebody that's already done this a million times. And you might be looking in all the wrong areas. Maybe you're trying to reference other music producers that are also just not getting good results either. Just because they make good music doesn't mean that they get good results in terms of their content strategy. Maybe you need to find some new inspiration, and maybe you need to open your mind to different types of content as well. In terms of giving you that guidance one-on-one, what we would focus on is, first of all, getting the reps in and finding what your preferences are. So like, what kinds of content do you actually want to make? Finding a bunch of references of other creators that are absolutely killing at the moment and they've got a really high average across the board. Because if you're looking at other artists in your niche that, they're already massive, so it doesn't necessarily mean that their videos are good inherently because of being good videos. It might just be because they've got already a massive audience. So that's not always the best reference. Maybe you want to find a smaller artist that is absolutely killing it in terms of content, but they don't have a massive amount of followers. And so once we find those references and we stack those up, we can just start recreating them word for word, because you need to get into the process of just making stuff. And if you're wondering how you're actually going to get there, you need to just get the reps in. You can't just try to spend all your time trying to figure out what the next video is going to be. If you have these references to just go off of and you start recreating them, getting the reps in, and you're building that stockpile up, you don't even necessarily have to post them. Once we have these and you've gotten your exercises in, you're going to feel more confident on how to actually approach a video, how to edit it, how to set it up, and how to actually post it. Once you've done these things, only then can you start worrying about, hey, how do I add some more originality to this? Like, you got to get the reps in first to actually understand the process. If you're going to spend the next couple of years just trying to get perfection, you're never going to get there because you've never even posted in the first place. Once you start getting bookings from these videos, you're going to be able to use that as leverage to get more shows. So let's say you get booked for a show, maybe you get paid like $500. Out of that $500, put a portion of that towards a good videographer, film that shit, and then put that up online and run ads on that. And the beauty of this is that you can run ads in the next area you want to play. So let's say you're playing in your local area and you want to play in the next city above, just run ads in those next locations. And that's no doubt going to attract some other booking agents or promoters who are going to book you. And if you do this enough, rinse and repeat, you're going to have a system in place where every time you make some money from any kind of shows, you can reinvest it back into the project and you can guarantee another show and another show. So promoters and booking agents really just care about how much audience you're actually going to bring to the venue. Like, they just want to make a return on their investment. So they're going to look at your Spotify stats. They're going to look at your Instagram follows. They're going to look at your engagement to ensure that your audience is actually there, and also to ensure that your audience actually exists in the location that you're being booked. So if there is a word of mouth, and on top of that, there's statistics that you can prove that you have that audience in that area, you're definitely going to get booked over and over again. I'd encourage people not to try and go out there and try and get gigs, because you're going to be stuck in just trying to move up a ladder. It's just a politics, high school-like system where in local promoters and local booking agents, you're just going to try and prove yourself over and over again, despite where you're currently at in your production. The better option is to just hold out for as long as possible, improve your production, get your social media up, get that virality on socials to a point where you have so much leverage that you get to dictate who books you, and as well as how much you want to charge. Otherwise, you're at the mercy of everybody else, and you're just going to be trying so hard to try and get the next show.